everybody, it's Amanda. Oh, this is upside down. Hi everybody, it's Amanda. We're doing a quick little recap of my writing experiences with my 30 Inks 30 Days pens. This is the book that I've been using to do my Anne of Green Gables transcription project in. The cover is a chic sparrow. I think it's the it's not Earl Grey tea, but it's whatever their tea collection was. It's the matcha. It was a seconds folio. I don't even think they make this style anymore, but it's one of my favorites. I freaking love it. And it's well loved. You can see I carry it with me to work sometimes when I'm working on the transcription project. And as you can see, it's a very colorful project. I do the most of my writing when it's a 30 inks month. So each page is a different color because I do a page for each ink. Every once in a while I'll get a bug up my butt to like finish a pen, and we'll go through here and do that. Let's see where this 30 ink starts. Here. I think I have most of the pens here. Some of them I might have cleaned out. The first pen is the TWSBI Eco Turquoise in medium. I had Diamine Inkvent Nightfall in here. I still have it in here. This was mostly a nice writing experience. It was a little dry. You could see down here at the bottom, getting it to start. I had a little bit of a problem because I had it in the pen for a little bit before I got around to writing with it. So I had to prime the feed a few times and get it started with a little water and stuff like that. So it was a little dry because I did the recording a few days before I actually started doing the writing. So there was a little bit of a hard start to start with this this combination. It's a really nice dark blue black with like goldy green shimmer. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. You see it more when you can tell that I've primed the feed, like that Mr. Bell's right there by my thumb. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera. Next up we have Diamine Bucks Fizz with the swipe in Prussian blue. I still have ink in this pen. I didn't care for this writing experience. The paper is Tomoe River paper. It's 62 gram. I don't know if it actually says here what it is. This is a seconds notebook though, so I'm not sure if that's what caused it. Sometimes the paper and the pen don't always get along, and I don't typically have problems with Tomoe River paper. This is an older seconds notebook, so I don't know if it has anything to do with the paper, if it was the printing or what, but for the most part it's fine. But I didn't enjoy this pen and ink combination on this paper. I don't like the color. It kept getting really lighter, and I kept having to prime the feed, which is really difficult on a little springy thing to not. I don't know if it was because it's shimmer ink. Maybe this is not a good shimmer ink pen. But you can see it's a little darker and a little more shimmery, where I had to like restart or get ink into the feed. I really don't like a dry writing experience. I like a juicy writing experience, so I often have to prime the feed with pretty much any pen I have. So that's not a problem for me. That's just I like things to write wetly. So yeah, it was fine. I actually liked the color more than I thought I would, but wasn't an excellent writing experience for me. Sweet Dreams, I have that in I have a box with all my pens from 30 inks in it, just so I could like find them kind of easily. Have this in the Wonkai Mini. This is actually really nice to write with. Oh god, it definitely smells. I love the color of this pink. I hate the smell. The page doesn't smell. No, the paper doesn't smell, but the ink in the pen is very scented. And it does not agree with me. I don't care for it, but I do like the ink. The ink felt nice writing out of the pen. I didn't have any problems with it. If it got a little dry, I just capped it and let it sit for a little bit, and then opened it and kept going. It was not a big deal. Aside from the scent, if it weren't scented, I would really, really, really love this ink. It's scented and I can't stand it. Where's my mouse? My mouse is not showing up on my computer. Great, this is fantastic. Anyway, yeah. So if it weren't for the scent, this would be a great ink. I love the color. I like the way it writes. I didn't have any of that, like, a lot of the times the scented inks have this disgusting, like, bleed through, and this one didn't have it. So I really enjoyed I even enjoyed writing with the pen. Like, it's a teeny tiny pen, but when you post the cap, it's actually not too terrible, and it has a fine nib on it, which typically is not my style. But I really enjoyed writing with it. I just didn't enjoy smelling it. Next up we have Jacaranda. Diamond Jacaranda in my Benu Talisman. This is a very pink and blue pen, but it does have some purple in it, so I put the bluish purpley ink in it. I really liked writing with this pen. I have a fine nib on it. I really like the Benu fine nibs a whole lot. I did have to prime the feed once or twice, but again, that's a me problem. I really, really, really enjoy a very wet writing experience. I like fire hose pens, so yeah, I really enjoyed writing with this one. Moonbeam. This is also a good combination. Broad nib. I have it's a Nemesign broad nib in this Gin House X750. I thought it was really nice to write with. I think I primed the feed here a little bit because it felt like it was getting a little dry and I just want to see some more shimmer. And had a little bloop there, but that was my fault. Some nice shading. This I think is where some finger oils were, but overall really nice writing experience. Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I don't know if I'll get a bottle of this particular one when it goes on sale, which I think is going to be soon. Venice has the collection on their website not for sale, but coming soon or whatever, so I think that's going to be soon. This was probably my very least favorite combo. Of anything that was in here, I think I liked this one the least. I did not like this at all. I had this in my TWSBI Mini with a fine nib. You can see it just like didn't want to write at all. Like, I tried priming the feed, I tried doing anything I could think of, and it was a struggle I got behind because of this pen and ink combination. I got behind because I didn't want to write with it at all. Yeah, the line is extremely fine, which this is a fine nibbed pen, but I don't recall ever having such problems with it. Yeah, I just did not. I want to try this ink in a different nib, but overall, I did not enjoy the pair. I did not enjoy these together. I don't know if I will like the ink in a different pen, but I did not enjoy this combination. And my struggles with this particular combination actually fueled a decision I made later in the month. Hi, Purl. Are you going to come up here? Hi. Hi, Purl. Thank you. But yeah, having such a problem with this fueled a decision I made later in the month. In a few days, actually. So, yeah. Well, in a couple days, actually. Hi, Purl. Thanks. Thank you. Here. Come here. I know, you want to get in that box? In the box. I mean, you can, but you'll make a mess. Come here. Come here. Please. They want to see you, but they also want to see the pen and ink stuff. Yeah, Glacier, this was, Diamond Glacier, this was the super duper sparkly one. I didn't like this in this pen. I don't know if it was the broad nib that I didn't care for. It has really great shading. The sparkle is really sparkly. I just didn't, it was fine. It was fine. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. Yeah, I didn't like that one as much. Hi, thank you. Here's Purl. Here's Purl. The Purl fan club. Thanks. Purl, I gotta get this done before Rumi gets home. Can you help me with that? Can you help me? Can you let me do that? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is the one where I had an issue. I have the ink in the TWSBI 580. Oops. And the 580. Oops. Okay, we're knocking all kinds of stuff over. Okay, so where's the pen? I had the ink in this pen, and I didn't like the writing experience from the small samples that I did. And then I couldn't find the pen when I went to go do the page. I'm like, well, I gotta do the page. I could look for the pen, but I hadn't found the pen in any of the looking. And I was like, well, I don't like the writing experience I'm having anyway, so let me just put it in a different pen. So this is a Benu Euphoria Vodka on the Rocks. This was a gift from Ms. Turtle. I love this pen. Love this pen. I love this nib. I love this pen. It's amazing. So I was like, well, let me put it in a broad, juicy nib that I know writes pretty wetly, that I know that I like and enjoy, and we'll see how it goes. So then, of course, I went to go write my page, and I'd found my pen. So I was like, okay, in sticking with the theme in the video, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to do my page. And then you can see here, like, it started getting really dry and really thin. And I don't know if it was because of the shimmer. I don't know if there's a good flow. I've never had a problem with this pen before. So I don't know. I don't know if this ink just doesn't work with it. It's got sheen, it's got shimmer. Maybe this pen just doesn't like any of that. Yeah, like I said, I've never had a problem with this pen writing before. I've had all kinds of inks in it, and this pen and this ink do not go well together. So it started getting like really dry. This is even after like priming the feed, it still was like that. So I was like, you know what? I have the other pen inks. Let me just do that. We'll get through it. I liked this a lot more. I do have a little bit of railroading. I suspect my nib has a little bit of baby's bottom, but overall, I preferred the writing experience with the Benu to the TWSBI. So, yeah, I think this ink, at least for me, just needs a juicy nib. Diamine Weeping Willow. This was a pretty polarizing ink. A lot of you don't like this ink, and a lot of people didn't like this ink when it was like revealed that it was the ink vent day, but I liked it. It went down kind of light. It dried a little bit darker. It got a little dry, and I had to prime the feed again. That's a me problem. That's just a me problem across the board. I prime all my feeds because the second it gets a little dry, I'm like, nope, no. So yeah, I didn't care for it. So I primed the feed. But yeah, I enjoyed this ink. I think this ink is really lovely. It's definitely a unique sort of ink. It's not for everybody. I mean, it is for everybody, but not everybody's going to like it. Excuse me. But I enjoyed it a whole lot. I didn't have a problem with it. It was really nice. I liked the studio. I liked the ink. I thought the pen and ink matched nicely. So yeah, no complaints for me on that one. Next up, we have Diamine Rainbow's Edge. Or it's Rainbow's End, not Rainbow's Edge. Rainbow's End. Excuse me, sorry, I need to get some water. Put down a lot of shimmer when I first would open the pen or prime the feed, but the base color is really nice. I didn't have any clogging problems or anything. It was a really nice writing experience. I have a broad nib on this pen. And yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I just really enjoyed it. I think I'd written this page on a day when I'd written a lot of pages. And so I got kind of tired, so the writing got a little sloppy, but for the most part, not bad. Diamine Walnut in my Black Velvet Medium Sailor Pro Gear. I like the ink, I like the pen, I don't like them together. I thought the nib was it was writing a little more finely than I typically like and can typically get from a Sailor Pro Gear Medium. So I'm not sure if it's the pen or the ink. I haven't used that pen a whole lot, so I'm not super familiar with how it writes. So it could be the pen. It might just be a... Excuse me. I'm going to get some water. A finer sort of medium. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, I do have the pen. This is the pen in question. It's beautiful, black velvet. It's beautiful, a beautiful pen. I got a drink to keep from coughing, and then I choked on it, so now I'm coughing even more. But yeah, it might just be that I don't recall having problems in my planner with this pen though. I think it was just the writing sample that I didn't care for. Okay, next up we have Diamine Merry and Bright. I don't like the swatch of this, but I like it in the writing. It was a really nice writing experience. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I did discover that I do have a section crack on this one. This is one of the ones that I tried to take the nib out of, and it does leak. Let's see if I can get it to, yeah. This particular crack does leak, but I didn't have any problems writing. I just got ink on my finger a little bit, so that's a problem. But, yeah, this is one of the ones that I ruined, but it never leaked before, so I never noticed ink getting on my finger before this pen and ink combination. So that's a bummer. I might need to contact TWSBI and see if I can get a barrel to replace it, but, yeah. Nice writing experience. Next up we have Lavender Frost in my Benu Lavender. I mostly had a good time with this. For whatever reason, when I was trying to write the pen and ink, when I was getting behind, I started writing the pen and ink at the bottom, so I would know what came next and which pen to grab without needing to get the notebook. And yeah, the actual writing experience wasn't terrible. You get loads of shimmer if I had to prime the feed or if I closed it and let it sit for a bit. But yeah, it did for some reason, so there's that. But mostly it was a nice writing experience. This pen and ink combination, where'd the pen go? I just had it. Here it is. This pen and ink combination, I don't know that anybody saw or cared about this ink. It's Diamine Blizzard, which is this really beautiful grayish blue with some shimmer in it, but everybody loved the pen. I got so many comments about the pen alone. No, I'm not selling it. A lot of people messaged me or commented, I want that pen. If you sell that pen, let me know. I'm not selling it. It's not for sale. I'm sorry. It's not for sale, but I do love it. It is beautiful. This is a Franklin Christoph model 46. I think it's a 46. I can't tell. Yeah, 46. It's a model 46, and it was a collab with Gourmet Pens, and the material is stunning. The pen writes beautifully. I think I just have a medium nib on it. Yeah, just a standard medium nib. And yeah, you could see some ink leaks, but not a big deal. Great, wonderful, wonderful combination. I loved it. You all loved the pen, but it's mine. It's mine. Yeah. This is still my favorite thematic pen and ink combo. The Diamine Cinnabon with the Lamy Safari Cream. Like cream cheese icing. The scent also didn't bother me that much, and I think the ink has a really nice shading. It's not a color that everybody's going to like, but I really enjoyed the writing experience. The scent didn't bother me. I think this is the first of all the Inkvent scented inks that didn't bother me too much. This one is tolerable for me. Your mileage may vary, but I didn't have a problem with it. Yeah, like I said, some really awesome shading and out of the broad nib, and I just really enjoyed it. So yay. I don't like it enough to get a bottle of it for sure, just because I don't like scented inks, but as a whole, if I use this, you know, when I use this ink again, I won't have any problems with it. I really enjoyed it. Oh, I do. Diamine Astral. This is a black with like a green gold shimmer. I really liked this combination as well. It's a really nice ink. You could see where I didn't like prime the feed at all because it's a vac filler, but like I would cap it and then like I would try to push some ink through it to get some of the shimmer. The shimmer is really nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed writing with this. I enjoyed writing with this while it was here. I have had the ink in the pen since, you know, whenever I recorded the video for it, and I tried using it yesterday, and it was it took a lot to get it to write. So I don't know that I would keep it in here long term. Just FYI. I don't know if anybody has experience keeping shimmer inks in here for a really long time. I'm probably going to clean it out after this video. I don't recommend leaving it in here. It was really dry. I tried water. You can't really like prime the feed so much. Yeah, it took a lot for me to get this going yesterday when I was just writing with it randomly. I just threw a bunch of pens in my purse and grabbed one to use yesterday, and it didn't want to. It did not want to. Diamond Tranquility. I also enjoyed this one, a pinky purple with beautiful shimmer. Of course, I liked it. I like it in this pen. I like the Kavekos with broad nibs. I'm just a huge fan of that. And yeah, had a really nice time doing my page with this ink. I don't have anything strongly to say for or against it. It was just really enjoyable. Next up we have Diamine Tinsel. I had my Esterbrook Essie in Scarlet. This is fine. This is another one that I really liked writing on the page, but when I used it later, it was kind of dry and lots of like built up shimmer and a little hard to start. And let's see if I have the converter issue that I've been talking about. Okay, no, it's in there. It's in there now, but you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's some like dried ink on here, and there's dried ink here on the metal part of the section. I did take this out at one point and the converter had popped off again, so I don't know what is going on with their converters or what I'm doing wrong. I've never had this problem before, and I've had it on, like, I didn't have this problem at all with my lilac, and I've had this problem with like 3 of the last Estes that I've gotten. So I don't know if it's a me problem, if it's an equipment problem. Maybe I didn't seat it properly, or yeah, I don't know, but I have opened a pen body and the cartridge is just sitting there loose in the body, not connected to the section at all. So yeah, that didn't happen this time, but that happened before. So yeah, but yeah, a lovely writing experience. I like this color. I like the shimmer. I'm not sure if you can get to see the shimmer so much. A little bit. It's a pretty rose gold shimmer. Lovely writing experience. I just have a medium nib on this, not anything special, and it's really nice. It writes a little finer than I think I would like, but I'm not sure if that's like shimmer in the feed, like lower, like lessening the line or not. But yeah, overall, great experience. Diamine Fireside Snug. I do not have this pen because I wrote it dry. Loved it. Loved it. It's another orange that I probably don't need, but if I were to get a bottle, this is on the very short list of bottles of the purple collection that I would get. I really enjoy the shading this ink has, like the really, really dark brown parts, the really light orange parts. It looks like a roaring fire, and I love that. I have ginger chicken. I have ancient copper. I have inks that kind of already do that, but I love this one so much. Love it so much. And for me to love an orange, like that says something, right? That says something. Orange. We had this discussion on my stream yesterday. Yellow and orange are my least favorite colors, and somebody took great offense. I hope they were joking. We were all just messing around. But their favorite color is orange, and apparently there's a lot of people in chat whose favorite color is orange, and they're like, you hate me because my favorite color is orange. I'm like, no, I don't. Hi, Porky, if you're watching. Porky likes the hand to content, so hello if you're watching. But yeah, but like one of my best pen friends, her favorite color is orange. Hi, Casey, love you. But yeah, like it's so good. It's just such a good ink. I really, really love it. I really, really love it. Next up, Sugar Snap. I hated this in the swatch. I'm not gonna lie. Hated it. I didn't like it at all. But I really enjoyed writing with it. This nib has, I think we discussed this when I had the video. My nib, for whatever reason, doesn't have a lot of tipping material, so it writes a lot like a stub nib, kind of. Which I think does really nice things for my handwriting. It feels odd, sometimes a little scratchy at times. Not like misaligned scratchy, just like not enough tipping material scratchy. But overall, I really liked writing with this. I don't like the swatch of this ink, but I like it out of the pen. I still think the shimmer is a weird shimmer, the silver shimmer with this color, but when it's just like normal writing and you could see shading and maybe a little bit of shimmer, it's not bad. I don't hate it. I don't need a bottle of it, but I enjoyed the writing experience with this pen and ink more than I thought I was going to. So bonus points for that. Raise a glass. I also don't have the pen for this one because I've written it dry. But this was also a lovely one. Walltown Bethesda Dusky Orchid, which is a gorgeous pen. Has a medium nib in it, and it has sheen, it has shimmer, it has a little bit of everything. It looks black almost. It's just like off black. It's like definitely a purple black, but yeah, really lovely. Really lovely. Nobody's surprised I like a purple ink, are you? Is anybody here surprised that I like a purple ink? I don't think so. But yeah, I really liked this page. I like mostly how my handwriting looks. There were a couple of points where I thought it looked really nice. For having been just writing. But yeah. Next up, we have the... I thought I put it in here. Yeah. The Kaweco piston filler. I'm still not sure how I feel about this pen. I'm not sure if it's the nib. I have to prime the feet a lot, which is kind of annoying because it's a piston fill. I mean, I do that on TWSBIs and stuff also, so I guess maybe it's just par for the course. The ink got a little light. Really nice shading. I kind of want to get a replacement nib because I know that some places sell them separately, and see if I would like maybe a medium or a fine nib instead of the broad. Maybe the broad is just not the right nib for this execution of the pen. I'm not sure. Maybe it was the ink. This is the only ink I've ever used in it. Maybe I need to use an ink that I've used a lot more, that I'm more familiar with to really decide. It feels like I might have a little bit of baby's bottom on this nib, which is a problem I've never really had with the Kaweco broad nib, although I know that it exists for people. So that might be something I have to look at. I have to hold it like a very specific way to get it to write nicely. But overall, I really like the shading in this ink. I like how it looks. The pen has a really nice weight to it. And it feels nice in the hand. So, you know, I don't know. I didn't mind it, but I also wasn't like over the moon with it. And I really wanted it to be. So, there's that. Next up we have, this one's actually almost dry, but I have the pen. We have my Walltown Onslow in Fairy Floss with, I forget what the purple is. It might be amethyst. I forget what the purple finials are. This diamond cast sparkle finials. But I love this combination. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the shading you get. I like this ink color. Like, typically this is a warmer pink than I usually like, but the shading, I don't know, it's just doing things for me. I really liked it, and I'm really glad that I have that bottle that I have of it. So, yeah. Lovely. I really enjoyed it. I also love Walltown pens. They're really comfortable for me. This one has a broad nib on it. I typically go for mediums because the mediums are really juicy, but I just decided to mix it up this time. Yeah, beautiful. Wrangell Hades. Another lovely combination. It's black with some blue shimmer. I really enjoyed writing with this. However, my medium nib, this is a medium nib, it wrote finer than I prefer. So I don't know if it's, again, because shimmer in the feed or what. I'm not sure. Maybe this is just a finely writing medium. I don't know. It wasn't bad to write with, of course. I didn't have any problems with it. I just was like, oh, like every time I'd write something, I'd be like, oh yeah, or pick it up and use it like in my planner. I'm like, oh, this writes so much more finely than I expected. So, yeah, that's about it. Ink is lovely. I've used it in my planner and my 5-year journal since then, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying writing with it. I don't feel like emptying it. I want to use it up, so call that a win. Inkybara Dijon. I don't have the pen with this one, but I don't think I wrote it dry. I think it might just be in my purse and I forgot to grab it. really liked this one. Again, not a color I typically go for. It's not a color you know that I typically like, even though I do like these murky, weird greens sometimes. This is a little more yellow than I prefer, but really enjoyed the writing experience. That pen for me is like a hit or miss. It's the Esterbrook SD Raven. I don't necessarily like the texture feeling. I think I like the smooth ones better, and that has like a matte feel with like a weird, it's not weird, it's just not a texture I typically like. But yeah, overall the writing experience was really nice. I really enjoyed writing with it the day that I had to write with it for 30 inks, and when I caught up on my writing project. I really loved the shading. Would I get a bottle of this? Never say never, but I have a very generous sample from Van Ness to use, so I think that I'll probably just do that. Jerbon Precier de Lune Moon Dust in the Jerbon fountain pen. I liked this in my journal, in my planner, but I didn't like it for the writing page, so I don't think it really agreed with this particular paper. You could see that it's kind of messy. I was just trying to get through it. Also the pen, oh here, I do have the pen in here. I think the ink started evaporating, so it got kind of like, I'm gonna say sticky, but it's not really sticky. It got a little tacky and didn't want to dry so well. So I think it started evaporating from the pen. I don't think this is a great seal, but the pen is cute, and I could see applications where it would be used. Also, it's a little thin for me, so it wasn't super comfortable to write with very much. But we made it through our page, and I did like it in my planner, in my journal, but I did not like it for a long writing session. That's what we'll say. The ink is lovely, though. I will use the ink for sure. Colorverse Iodo. This was a sample gifted to me by Maria. I put it in my Lamy 2000, which set it up for success. Not that I was worried that it would be awful, but lovely. Next up, we have Colorverse Humpback Whale. Alright, Colorverse Humpback Whale, another gifted sample. Okay, another sample that was gifted to me by Maria. I really liked it in this pen. It was amazing. This is the Benu Talisman Gourmet Pens exclusive True Unicorn. She does have this as a regular offering, but they do sell out, so just FYI, if you want to get one, sign up for in-stock notifications. The last two I do have. Oh, also I did have the pen with glacier in it. I thought I emptied it, but I didn't. Here it is. The Kaweco Frosted Coconut with Troublemaker Foxglove Broad Nib. Loved it. This was one that pen friend Joe requested that I take a look at, so we did, and beautiful. It's actually empty. I need to clean it out, but yeah, amazing writing experience. Amazing. Okay, and then last but not least, for 30 Inks 30 Days, we have Aurora Sepia in the TWSBI Cafe Bronze. I have really enjoyed writing with this pen and ink, even the stub nib. I am hit or miss on stub nibs, but I think it really does awesome things with my handwriting. It makes me kind of want to write cursively a little bit more than printing, and I think it makes my handwriting look cool. So there's that. A couple bonus inks. This is Kaweco Sunrise Orange. I have this in my Kaweco Iridescent, my Apricot Purl is what it is called. I just had some time yesterday and wanted to write some and grabbed that pen and wrote with it. So there you go. And then we have 50 States Utah, Sailor 50 States Utah. I have this in my TWSBI Eco Translucent Blue. You get some really nice shading. I have a broad nib. I wrote kind of broadly. But yeah, I love the shading in this ink. This ink is a hit or miss for me. It's not my favorite typical color, but you can see where I primed the feet a little bit. It got a little darker, but I really do enjoy the shading that we got out of that. So, a couple bonus inks. That's 30 Inks 30 Days. There's the recap and how I felt. And yeah, we're about to start a new one in June, so I'm sure that I'll have more to say about pens and ink. So, thank you so much for watching. Let me know, did you have any favorites from the month that you liked? If you participated, did you have any of your own favorites? Did you like any of these? Let me know. I think the favorite pen was this one. Everybody really liked this pen. think this was definitely the favorite pen, but I don't know what the favorite ink was, so let me know in the comments if you had a favorite. And yeah, I'll see you again later. Take care. Bye-bye.